Okay, so I've come in now to feed. I just thought I'd send another one. Looks a bit messy, I know. I've just literally come in. They're just going, Frankie, they're going to the toilet literally anywhere and everywhere. It's all over. They're not really using the pads. I mean, they probably look like they are. But it was swimming in here earlier on. That's perfectly fine. It's normal. They've been all over that piece of vet bed, which I'll change. Gets you obviously change. I'm going to get into the bed, like I said, in the corner because they seem to be snuggling in that one bed and it's just not big enough. Just a minute, Frankie, please. So they've all been in this food bowl. I think pink was the first one in, followed by orange, followed by our little red, and then little blue was in there. And then pink and black have just been in. And we've had purple in there as well. And it's good that I've left the bowl on the floor like that. There was a bit of food in it, but it just means they're exploring. Frankie, it just means they're exploring. Frankie's dying to get into play with these pups, and Ren's backed off a little bit. Frankie. So Ren's backed off a little bit, which is also good. Can't let Ren in at the minute. Frankie. Can't let Ren in at the minute because all she'll do is feed them, and then they don't eat anything. So I'll grab this spoon because they're getting obviously fed 4 times a day and they're still getting a bit off Ren. They just tend to push it into, rather than eat it, they tend to push it in. So you don't give them too much because, you know, they've only got little tummies and they're still getting some milk off mum. Now, what you've got to remember is it is soaked in water, but I'm just poo examining at the minute because I want to make sure that they've got a slight change in diet, but I have to make sure that everybody's going to the toilet correctly. No one's got any problems with bowel movements, and also check the consistency of it. Sorry I keep getting interrupted. Because obviously they've all been wormed now, and mum was wormed last week. So they shouldn't have any problems. But again, you're just checking all the time because you have to make sure that you're on top of things like that. So it's always a good idea to watch who's going when and give it a thorough examination. See, already, look at this now, so cheeky. You won't believe what they get up to when they get a bit older. I've seen skirting boards taken off at people's houses. Everything's fair game. And like I said before about this pen, doubt very much it'll last that long. They'll have chewed the wires, they'll have done everything else. So it's just kept like doing a daily inspection really. But hopefully we can get some decent weather. Well, I doubt it next week because I really want them to be out exploring. I give them a bit longer with the food because they do just want to play once I've woken them up. And this is why I've said all along, pups that go to new homes at 8 weeks, this is nothing. I've seen some real fighting between pups. You know, it's a confined space still. It's a decent, you know, double room, but it's still a confined space for 9 pups as they're growing. I'm having to cut the claws again because they're not on concrete, so they're not being worn down. So long, well, if you want to chance it coming in here, anything but an old pair of slippers on. Your feet will get torn to shreds, so that's next job. I'm leaving them pads down so I know everybody's been, and then I can scoop them up and put new pads down. So to be honest with you, it's more messy now than it does get. Well, I say that, it's just that you need to change them more often when they get a bit older. It's just that they go anywhere and everywhere at the minute. So, you know, it's a real mess. It looks like they've all finished. There's no one sort of coming back. They've not done bad at this, to be perfectly honest with you. What do you think? If you just sort of do that, then sometimes you will get them back a bit. Just to finish off, I want to make sure. Now, it's soaked in water, but obviously they can still get mum's milk. I have non-spill bowl that I place over in this far corner that they have down all night. And that's what they do. Now, as you can see already, it's not taken pink along to work out that these puppy pads are more fun to tear up and shred. So this is why I try and move them onto litter training as soon as I can, because they don't last any length of time, and then it's pretty pointless having them down because they're shredded every morning and the place is a mess. So I'm keen after weekend to get on with the so I'm keen after weekend to get onto this puppy pellets. Everybody seems quite happy. I think it's going quite well. I mean, I can only keep my fingers crossed. You know, but it's okay to have things like the ball out and that, because it just encourages them to play. Leave the spoon on the floor, see what happens. I mean, I'm in here, so they're not going to come to any harm. So it's so hard work. I just wish I had someone doing the videos while I did everything else. But unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. So, and keeping them in a routine is also good, so they know what meal times are. They won't know that yet because obviously, you know, they're only 4 weeks old. Yesterday. Was it yesterday? Do you think where I'm up to? Yeah. Thursday. So, I'm going to let you in, Frankie. Frankie's dying to come in. It looks like Ren's becoming more and more relaxed. She sat back a little bit. And that's where I needed to be. Now I am going to let Ren in.